wake up feeling like some ain't right. They say to your friend, but really they the ones with the knife. We gotta get right. Instead of books, we blowing them pipes. The time is right to expose the lies told by the whites. The Most High been working hard lately. I'm sending all praises. The Most High been working hard lately. I'm sending all praises. It's getting hard inside these slums. Little kids towing guns, so we stepping up to preach until the Lord work is done. H-O-N-I. Join the camp. We the sons of the Most High God. Ain't no three, he the one. I can see we living all bad. I'm showing God to the ones that never saw that.
Look, so we're downtown with it, right? They're down here protesting anti-Trump, right? But we're gonna be out here teaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, right? Teaching the real truth of why in this wicked ass America, why so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are suffering. Look. So what I'm about to do is be out here teaching this Bible, right? Because, see, white people want to protest for shit that has nothing to do with them. They want to say free Palestine, right? And they want to help free other people, right? But they have yet to do any protest for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, right? They have yet to protest for our injustices on this earth. And I'm not talking about Black Lives Matter either. Right, I'm talking about we actually have to protest for our rights and our safety. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to set up right here in the midst of all this craziness and teach the Holy Scriptures, right? Because the Bible has to be taught out here, man. This is madness, right? They want to protest Trump and do all this craziness. Look. So what I'm about to do is set up and start teaching this Bible, man, right? Because that's the right thing to do, right? To teach this Bible and to preach against the injustice that's been happening to our people since the white man's been here, right? See, the white man has the audacity to try to fight for pro-life for Ukraine and for Palestine. But what about fighting for the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, right? And I know Esau is about to get mad, but this has to be projected because there's black people out here fighting for Palestine. There's Hispanics out here fighting for Palestine. What about fighting for your own people? Stop being fucking coons and start fighting for your own people. So I'm about to be out here teaching the destruction of Babylon. Let's get to it.
I'm out here to represent the holy nation of Israel, right? Rather to save the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? See, the thing with this protest that I see, it's a lot of hypocrisy going on, right? You see, there's a lot of people that are protesting the lives and the destruction of another nation, right? But I don't see none of you guys out here protesting for the real genocide that's happening in America, right? There's genocide happening within our own country, but we want to protest for a whole other country that has nothing to do with us, right? That's the hypocrisy with this country. This country was built off of the backs of slaves. This country is built off genocide. But we want to protest the genocide of a whole other nation that has nothing to do with the United States, right? So pretty soon, this country has to pay. This United States has to pay for what they've done to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, right? Because we still haven't got justice for what's happened to our people, right? We still haven't seen judgment pronounced on this nation for what they've done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But we want to protest for Palestine and Ukraine. But we still haven't got justice in our own country, right? We still haven't got justice for the rape, robbery, murder of our people, right? And we've been living in this country for 400 plus years. Natives have been living in this country for way over that time. And they still haven't got justice. The only justice they got was reservations. And their reservations, that's a ghetto, that's a poverty. That's the only justice that they've got, right? What about the justice for the blacks, right? That's not justice at all. What's the question? I'm listening. No, I'm not. I agree with that. I agree. Right, so I agree with that, but that's true, but where's the protest, right? When it's the opposite party that's in office and they're still fucking us. Both parties don't care for blacks and Hispanics. The only reason that you guys are out here protesting is because it's affecting white people now. That's the only reason. I don't see you guys out here when it's fucking over black people, when it's the Democrats. And only when the Republicans are out, doing their thing, that's when you guys want to protest because it's affecting your guys' pockets. That's the only reason. Now that it's fucking everybody, now that's when you guys want to protest. But when it's fucking over blacks and Hispanics and the Native Americans, the ones who built this land, no one bats an eye about it. This is the only time that you guys want to protest is when it's fucking over white people. That's injustice. Okay. Okay. Can you step back a little bit?
You're so close.
Okay. I believe the white man is the Antichrist. Yes, the white man. All white people. Yes, women too, yes. Yes. Because your ancestors are responsible for the rape, rob, and murder of other people, and you guys haven't had no justice done to you for what has happened. And you are benefiting off of the slavery of our people. Oh yeah, karma's coming. And the Bible says that Revelation 10 says that those who led into slavery are going to go into slavery. Those who killed with the sword are going to be killed with the sword. So that's a promise from God for what you guys did to our people. And we are still suffering from what happened to us during slavery, and you guys are still benefiting from what happened to us. Of course, you guys have the right to protest just like I have the right to protest too. Right? So I'm out here protesting. Of course. I'm not Christian either. Do believe in Christ. Christianity they don't believe in the Bible. That's a white supremacist cult. So, of course. I'm not worried about anybody out here. That's not a broad statement at all. I just don't think that we should be protesting for people who don't protest for us. They do not care about us. Right? You know that Palestine had their name slavery in black school? Did you know that? During the sub-Saharan slave trade, that those same people that you guys are protesting for, that don't matter. They still, no. They still have their name in our slavery. Just like the white. No, that's the truth. That's racist. Right. All I'm saying is those Jews those people in Israel who are claiming to be the Jews, those are not the real bloodline descendants. That's the truth. Because this is the 12 tribes. These are the real children of Israel. Right, so these are the real descendants of the 12 tribes. These people in Israel right now are not the real Jews. Who? Who's not Cuban? Yeah, he's Cuban. Yes, he is. His father's Cuban. Because it's two different types of people. Good. Because there's different types of Native Americans. Yes. Yes. Hawaiians are not the 12 tribes of Israel. Because they're not Semitic. Do you know where you come from, biblically? What nation you come from? How do you come from America? Where's your forefathers from? Okay, so where's your forefathers from? Right. Yeah, so you would, biblically, so everybody has a nationality biblically, right? Because they have all the things. How? Yes, there is. The whole Bible is the book of nations. Have you read the book of Genesis? The Genesis, the beginning of all life in the Bible? Yes. How you gonna tell me there's no nations? So God didn't divide the nations up? Yes, He did. Because there's the 12 tribes of Israel where He chose as His holy people to make the nation of Esau. That's the so-called white man. There's Elam, that's the East Indian, right? There's Moab, that's the Chinese, and it goes on and on and on. But every nation is mentioned in the Bible. But the white man put a label on everybody and changed the name. Right, because the Spaniards that's over there claiming that land, but they're not the natives of that land. Right? So they would be considered white people. They're Taino Indians. Yeah, because, no. If you see wait. If you see, right. So Puerto Rico is just rich poor from God. Because I read the Bible. Do you believe in the Bible? Oh, okay. So this conversation shouldn't be involved because there's no point. Because I'm not here to persuade you. The blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans, the true victims of America. Really? So I don't know why we're wasting all this time trying to protest for Palestine and Ukraine. It has nothing to do with us. I'm only for my people only. That's it. That's it. I'm not educated at all. I'm trying to save my people. That's it. And I know that my people are out here protesting this bullshit. So I'm just trying to wake them up and tell them that America don't even care about them at all. White people don't care about them at all. No, you don't. What have you done to show that you care about blacks, Hispanics, and Natives? Show me. Yeah, tell me. Because you say that you care about our people. There's nothing that you can say because I'm not going to believe it. Because I'm just saying, there's nothing that you can say that can show that you care about our people. Because you're out here doing a pro-Palestine, right? When there's better things to do. We can stop abortion, right?
You know what? I was thinking about it, and I got a question.
You can step back. You can step back. I'm a government plan. Oh, no, I'm not starting a race war. I'm out here trying to teach. They are. All the genocide on the earth is from who? White people. Slavery. Who started slavery? The white man, right? So, no, they're black. They're black. They're Africans. I don't deal with Africans. Of course. I agree with that. Right. But, hey, black people in America are not Egyptians, though. I don't want to come together hand in hand with the white man because every time that happens, you guys are always going to stay on top, regardless. That's how the system is designed. You guys are always going to be on top. I'm not doing the white man's work. I'm against the white man. I'm against the white man. No, I'm teaching black unity. Black and Hispanic unity. We need to stay to ourselves. We don't need to join with the white man. No, it's not. Wait. So you hated Malcolm X then? Because Malcolm X taught. Why? He taught the same thing I'm teaching. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. That's why they killed Malcolm X, because he regretted every. No. That's why they killed Dr. King. They killed Dr. King. Farrakhan killed Malcolm X. So you're saying, no. There's proof that the FBI killed him. Our own government killed him. No, we didn't. I'm against the FBI too, though. But the FBI, but the government, all that. I agree. No, this is going to get overthrown very soon, though. This is very much going to get overthrown soon. That's cool. I don't need you to understand with me. As a Latino, you call yourself a Latino? You call yourself a Latino? That means property of Spain. Are you property of? Wait. Are you property of Spain? You're property of the white man. I don't claim Latino. That's a slave name. So. Wow. That hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings real bad.
I bet it did. Go cry.
I don't know his nationality, so I can't say.
I told you, dumbass.
No, listen. It's not about skin tone, though. That's the thing. It's about nation, right? Yeah.
One nation under God,
Marley,
with
right?
liberty and justice for all.
You know that? Wait. Nation for justice for all, right? Black people were slaves when that was written, though, right? Natives were slaves when that was written, right? So where's the justice for all? That wasn't written for us. That was written for white people. No, but that was written for white people, though. That was written for you, all of them. It's never going to get better, though. It's never going to get better, though. It's never going to get better, though. That's the point. It's never going to. As long as there's a Democrat and a Republican Party, they're never going to care about us. Because it's only going to benefit them. Okay, we can come together. That's cool. So wait, isn't this the beauty of America that I can do this freely? Okay, so why are you so mad for me practicing my right? No, I am popping. I'm telling Black and Hispanics to not get involved with white people, and we can form our own thing. That's the only way that we can come up as a people. We don't need to join hand in hand with the white people. They are. The white man's in power. That's cool. That's fine. Black people should not be seeking the acceptance of the white man. We should not be doing that. Yes, you just said that we shouldn't segregate though. There's many people like me who believe that we should segregate. That's fine with me, but it's my American right to not want to hold hands with you guys, right? Okay, but I don't have to fight for your fight. That's the thing. That's fine with them. That's cool. No, it's not. They're arresting the brown people, the Palestinians who are protesting. That's where they're going at. They're trying to send them back to their country. But this country is full of racism. There hasn't been one time throughout history where there hasn't been racism. Okay. Let's stop the racism in America before we try to stop something outside of this country. We need to fix what's here first before we try to fix another country's problem. No, listen. No. We still haven't dealt with the problems in America. When have we dealt with us? No, when have we dealt with us? Name one time when we dealt with us. Go. Name one time when we dealt with us. Go. Name one racism law that's in America. Go. That's not a law. No. Because there's still a KKK, right? There's still a KKK, right? Cool. But I'm asking you, there's still a KKK, right? They have blood on their hands, do they not?
Yeah.
So why is that still okay for them to be around?
Because like you just said, it's not.
How is it not?
Because like you said,
You're fucked up.
Huh?
Come together.
like you said,
Yeah, but they have blood on their hands. That's a terrorist organization that's in the United States, right? So why haven't they been dismantled? But the Black Panthers were dismantled by the government, right? Right. Listen, anytime there's somebody, anytime there's somebody trying to fight for black rights or Hispanic rights, they dismantle that whole organization. KKK still hasn't been dismantled. There's one called the Young Lords that was in the 1980s. They dismantled that, yep. In Chicago.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, of course, because they don't teach us that. They do not teach us that. They do not teach us that though. They teach us problems that's happening throughout the whole world. They don't ever teach us about our own revolutionaries that's in the United States because they kill them all. They killed Malcolm X. They killed Dr. King, right? Huey P. Newman, right? And all the black movements. They killed all them people, but they let all these races, right? White movements stay alive. Why? Because that's what America is all about. Okay. But it's never going to change though. Nah, I'm trying to speak to one specific people. And you guys are mad about that. Yeah, because I'm trying to teach these are the only people I care about. It's not based on history? Why not? Is it because you're white and you're right? Because, listen, every time I'm out here teaching, it's only white people saying that. Because I say so. That's not history because I say so. You haven't said one thing factual at all. Simeon? Oh, so Ephraim. That was the man that was in the father. Exactly. Actually, they came and raped, robbed, and murdered our people and took all our gold and stuff. Right. But I'm just saying, where is the justice for all these nations? That was raped, robbed, and murdered of all their land, right? Goods and everything. There's still no justice for them. I don't want nothing. Because I know God is going to come back and get justice. How am I a coward? I don't see you. I am saying what I want. That order comes back to the earth. When the 12 tribes of Israel rise up and take back their order. Christ is going to come back and pronounce judgment on all the nations for having their hand in our slavery, having our hand in our detriment. And the Bible teaches that. That's why the churches don't teach us, but the Bible teaches that too. This country is going to fall because of how proud they are. And that's fine with me, right? You got any questions, though? All of them. There was a civil rights movement in Puerto Rico, right? And there's only 2 times that America has dropped bombs on this one country. Black Wall Street, right? And in Puerto Rico. And it's because they didn't want to unite with the United States government, and they weren't standing with what they were standing for. So the United States bombed both of them. Exactly. And they didn't want to be a territory. So they forced them to be a territory. Exactly. Exactly. So they're taxing those poor people over there just to get their money. That's all it is. Right? And that's why they made Hawaii a state. Because they were their own thing at one point. Now it's a tourist attraction. They don't have no native things like theirs now. Now the United States owns everything. And that's the only thing that they do. They rape, rob, murder, and conquer. Then they say that they're the originators of everything when they're not. They copy everybody. They don't have no history. Their history is just rape, rob, and murder. Was Jesus gay? No, he wasn't. Because the historical records say he wasn't. The Bible. The Bible's a history book. He didn't marry nobody. And he preached against homosexuality. And he preached against homosexuality, so he didn't. He said to keep the Mosaic law. And in the Mosaic law, it said that a homosexual shall be stoned. So yes, he preached the Mosaic law. So for you to say Jesus was gay, that's dumb as fuck. 1,200 men. See, that's how I know that you don't know the Bible. Okay. How was it gay? How was that gay? See, this is how I know that you're oppressed. You're over here talking to me and you don't even agree with me. And now you're saying that Jesus Christ is gay. That's why the Most High is going to kill you, man. Right? God's going to kill you. Right? No. I'm glad that you are waiting for that day. Right? That's cool. That's cool. No, my solution is to unite as a race of people. Yes, I am. How you gonna tell me? No, that's not the solution. No, I didn't. In the beginning, I put a manual to unite my people. Right? That's the number of the beast and it's a man. How you gonna tell me? So what's 666? So what's 666? No. What's 666? Tell me. Huh? What's Nero? And what was his race? He was white. He was white. The Romans were white. Yes, they were. The Roman rulers were white. So they were black. So what were they? Romans, what skin color were they? White. They were white. Yes, they were. So there was no skin color back then. There was no skin color back then. You just don't want to take accountability for what your people have done throughout history. That's all it is. Race is a social contract, but race is in the Bible though. Okay, but your people created race. Your people created race though. Yes. Huh?
Sounds like OTAP propaganda.
What's propaganda?
OTAP thing. It sounds like OTAP.
How's it propaganda?
No, it sounds like a HOTAP propaganda.
Hotep?
HOTAP.
Are you a black man?
Hey, you know what?
And you're wait. And you're against me saying Jesus wasn't a white man? That Jesus was a black man? No, he said that this is propaganda though. He said this is Hotep though. I'm not Egyptian though. Hotep is Kemet. Yeah. So what's Hotep? Please tell me. That's Egyptian culture. Wait. So you're saying that black people picking up in Egyptian culture?
I didn't say whole black people.
It's a group of black people.
Yes, it's a group of black people. Those are the radical black people that try to push on this whole agenda that, white people did this about not taking responsibility for their own actions.
No, that's the part where I do agree with. The reason why we are in the predicament that we are in is because of our own actions. I agree with you. No, everybody. Yes.
Everyone is the master of their own destiny. If you cannot fulfill your own destiny, you fail it yourself, not anyone else's fault. You'll feel like you're trying to blame others for your mistakes.
I'm not blaming nobody else. I'm not blaming nobody else for our mistakes because the Bible says that we are in the condition that we are in as a people. It's because of our own mistakes.
Yes, but you question the Bible about your propaganda.
How is the Bible propaganda?
It's propaganda between
Who wrote the Bible?
I don't know.
So how are you going to say that it's propaganda?
No, I can't say that. The Bible was written by the Council of Trent, and the first Bible was
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Even the Torah?
Yes, sir. Propaganda as well.
Even the Torah? The Torah was before the Council of Trent.
Along with the Quran as well. Both Islam, Judaism, and Christianity are number one propaganda pieces.
Before the Council of Trent, though, they had the Torah.
Not before that. You got to
Yes, they did.
go back to the one of the 10th century, the Council of Nicene. Before that, sir, when the Protestants and the Catholics were waiting to go run, and they had the Orthodox Church to get straight down.
Before Christianity, they had the Torah. Before Christianity, they had the Torah. Before Christianity, they had the Torah, though. Because he's talking book. Don't call me sweetheart. I'm not gay. Don't call me sweetheart. Don't call me sweetheart. I'm not gay. I'm saying that. I agree. Christianity, Islam, that's all false. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. This teaches against all the Abrahamic faiths. Yes, it does, but the Bible teaches against Christianity and Islam. No, it's not about Abraham. No, it's not about Abraham.
It's written by the God Yahweh, the Canaanite God.
The Canaanite God now?
Originally,
in the Bible?
It's not in the Bible.
Exactly. So how are you gonna make claims about the Bible and you don't know the Bible?
I know the Bible because I used to be a Christian.
So quote it. Quote the verse that
It's
says
not
that.
in the Bible though.
Well, exactly. So you can't make claims about something that's not in the Bible. Exactly. I know what the Bible says. It's not a. No. Because that's a Jewish folklore.
This is what democracy
Because
looks
it
like.
has nothing to do with the Bible. Enoch's story is, I don't know, Enoch's story is a... No. I have the original Bible. This has all 81 books. All 81 books, not the 66. Yes. This has 81 books here, not the 66 that the church has. Exactly. That was up. Right? So what's the first story? He's not a deity. Jesus was God? The Bible doesn't teach that though. Exactly. Depending on the man-made religion, yes, but the Bible doesn't say that. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Who wrote the Bible? Prophets did. How is it man-made though? I'm not blasting Christians. I'm not blasting Christians. Okay, this is my... wait. Just like you have the right to protest, I have the right to be out here too, right? This is my American right to do this though. Why is it not today the day? Says who? Says who? Says the white man? Says you because you're white? Exactly. Okay. I can be out here. Yes, I do. I go everywhere to do this. Hispanic festival, black festivals, white festivals. I go everywhere. You do, obviously. You do. That's cool. I'm with you on the fuck Trump though. I support that. But it's hypocritical though, because we should be saying fuck both parties. We should be saying fuck both parties though. Both parties is for the detriment of the black and Hispanics. No, I'm not. You're going to cause problems though. Yes, you are. Protest is a sign of starting problems, is it not? You're coming against the government, aren't you not? That's starting problems, right? Exactly. You're out here for the same reason I am. So don't be a hypocrite. Come on now. You're out here to fight this government. I'm out here to fight the government too. I don't care about both parties. I hate both parties though. I'm against both parties. Right? I'm against both parties. Okay. I'm doing this right too though. I'm against both parties. I'm against Trump and Biden and all of them. That's cool. Huh? You know, to some people this is offensive too. That's hypocritical. Come on now.
I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're
To
going to
some
do
people,
it.
what you're doing, this is offensive. So how are you going to say what I'm doing is offensive? Everything that you're saying is being hypocritical. I am too. Yes, I am. I'm doing the same thing you're doing. I'm doing it in a different way though. That's cool though. That's cool because the Bible is against injustice. The Bible is against injustice though. The Bible teaches against injustice. You're not, listen, white people aren't going to heaven though. That's the difference between you and me. Yeah, heaven isn't real. I agree with you. How the Christian church teaches heaven, that's not real. He's a cool though. It's cool. I'm not here to offend nobody. You're out here to offend Trump supporters, are you not? You're out here to hurt Trump supporters, right? Because this can be easily offensive to them.
We don't show them the program.
That's cool. I do too. I show up to all rallies. You can search me up on YouTube. I'm at all rallies doing this. So, no. Wait, is this not going on TikTok? Is this not going on YouTube? Look, everybody has the camera out though. Look at all these cameras out though. They're doing the same thing. This is my right though. Right? Isn't this my right though? Isn't this my right? Don't I have free speech in this country? Don't I have free speech in this country though?
You are
So how you gonna say what you're doing is okay, but I can't do it? See how demanding, see how evil, see how, that's not Jesus. That's not Jesus though. That's not Jesus though. That's not Jesus though. That's not Jesus though. Come on now. It's not right that protesters are telling another protester that they can't protest. I'm just protesting a different way. I'm against the government too. I'm against Donald Trump too.
Make your own rally. This is not for this.
Yes, it is. So if I'm out here teaching that the Bible is against oppression and genocide, I can't say that? I can't say that? I can't say that. Because of genocide, right? No. Yes, America's always been Germany though. It's always been Germany. So what, listen, America genocided the Native Americans. America genocided black people. How come we don't talk about that? How come we don't talk about that? How come we don't talk about that? Democrats started the KKK. How about that?
Yeah, they did.
Exactly. No, Democrats did. And you're supporting that party though. You're supporting the party that started the KKK. That's hypocritical. That's facts. Exactly. Humble. This is all hypocritical. This whole bunch is hypocritical. This country was founded on genocide. People here have been genocided. Do you know the United States dropped the bomb on America on Black Wall Street? How? This country was built off genocide. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening. There's nothing that we can do. Why? Because this government is always going to continue being a genocidal country. It's never going to end. Okay, there's kids being kidnapped here, being sex trafficked here. Where's the marches for that? We're all about another country.
Do you know what DP is? Do you know what a DP is?
Yes, they started the KKK.
Do you know what a DP is?
That's not true. They're all the same party. Democrats and Republicans are the same thing. They don't care about blacks and Hispanics. They do not care about minorities. This country has never cared about minorities. The only reason you guys are out here protesting is because now it's affecting white people. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. No, that's the only reason. That's the only reason. The only reason you guys are out here now is because it's affecting everybody. Okay. I disagree with that too. I disagree with that too though. Yeah, you guys have signs. You guys have signs. I don't have to though. This is my right. You guys can make signs. I can make signs. Listen. She's right and she's right. She's using her authority. Huh? Okay. I do too, but listen, this is the hypocrisy though, because under the Democratic Party, Obama was sending back Mexicans too. No, but she said that this is a Democratic party. I'm like, well, both parties are both equal. What's a DP? There's two different meanings of DP. What? Who's your ancestors? Yeah, but what, right? Okay. I do know what I'm talking about. Huh? You can speak English. Why? That's something that the slave master brought to her. No, she's not. She's Spaniard. That's what you're doing out here though. Hearing yourself talk. You're doing the same exact thing. You're doing the same exact thing. Of course. Right? But I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy right? That's all I'm doing. People hate being called out for the hypocrisy that this is, right? They want to protest the injustice that's going on in another country, but this injustice is happening in the United States of America. No one ever marches for it. They only march when it's Black Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter not doing nothing either for our people, right? Come on now, that's a real government plan. BLM, that's a government plan. They haven't done nothing for our people, right? And every time there's real leaders that step up for our people, they get murdered by who? This United States government. That's just how it is. Yeah, listen, this United States is not going to do nothing to you people. Why? Of course. I'm out here for the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We should not be joining with these white people for the injustices of other countries. We have to come together for the injustice that this United States government has been doing to us for 400 plus years. That's why I'm out here. Yes, I'm against Trump. I'm against the, all the bad stuff that's happening. But that's not what we should be worried about. We should be worried about what's happening here by the white people that's in this country. Because this country is responsible and they got blood on their hands. That's why I'm here. Okay. Have any questions though?
No, dude, I'm just
Bible questions or anything?
No, dude, I seen a bunch of people swarming and I wanted to see what's going on.
What's your nationality?
Puerto Rican.
Come here real quick, bro. Let me talk to you real quick. So, Puerto Ricans, right? Before they were enslaved by Spain, do you know what they were called? They were called Taino, right? And that's a Hebrew word for break, right? So there's a scientist down there right now that's finding ancient artifacts from way back then, and it's all written in Hebrew. So either they were Spaniards and they spoke Spanish, but that's not true because before the white man came, they were speaking Spanish. That's a Spaniard language. Right? That's a white man language. But they were speaking Hebrew. What people on the earth speak Hebrew? Jews. So even in the transatlantic slave trade, lots of those slaves had Hebrew names and they spoke Hebrew. What people on the earth speak Hebrew? Slaves, right? No, Jews. So that would conclude that we have Jew ancestry, right? So that's why I'm out here trying to show our people that we're not Puerto Rican, African Americans, that we are the real biblical Israelites. It's not those white people in Israel causing all these chaos in the world. It's not the Jews that own all the record labels and all the movie labels, right? That are into all this satanic stuff. We are the real people of God. This is why that we are suffering the way that we suffer. Because God gave us His law, right? He said, if you obey this law, if you follow me, you'll be the highest people on the earth. And at one time, we were the kings of this earth, right? We did rule this earth, but then we disobeyed our God, right? So all this bad stuff started happening. Because I want to show you something in the Bible, right? We talk about they have their own book. So they have the Torah and they have the book outside the Torah, right? So he's probably referencing that, which I don't believe, right? What's it called? It's called do you know any stories in the Bible? Okay, so do you know the story of Moses? Right. Okay, so he did that because his people were enslaved to the Egyptians, right? So God led Moses to free his people out of bondage, right? So when he freed them out of bondage, he's in the wilderness, and God gave him a whole set of like a lifestyle rules, right? So there's good consequences or good karma that comes from keeping the law, and there's bad karma that comes from disobeying God, right? So let me read you this. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord. So if we obey God and do everything that he said to do and have that relationship with him, we'll be set above all. At one point in history, we were the ruling class people. We were the kings of the earth. That was a blessing for obeying God. But there's curses that come upon us, and God can't protect us when we disobey him because you're choosing to disobey him. So why would he have that relationship with you? Why would he give you all these blessings, right? So this is what it says if you disobey. It says, it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, right? So there's two choices for the children of Israel, to obey him or to disobey him. There's curses for the particular group of people, and the people of Israel are claiming that they're the people. This is how we know who the people of God are, right? It says, let me find the verse real quick. Okay, look. It says, this is the curse that fell upon this people. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which thou nor thy fathers have known. And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. So we'll be put into slavery to a nation that we've never seen before, and we'll be serving their God, wood and stone. What do you think the wood represents? What do Christians wear on their neck? A cross, right? So when the Hispanics went into slavery, what were they forced to worship? Christianity, the cross, white Jesus. When the black people were brought here from Africa, what religion were they forced to worship? Christianity. So that's what the cross represents, right? And then it says stone. What do you think the stone represents? Stone. What's the stone? Think about it. What other major religion? Islam. Because once a year they take a pillage to Mecca and they bow down to the stone. During the sub-Saharan slave trade, they took our people to Mecca and that was a slave port. And we were forced to be converted to Islam or we would die. So those two major religions and those people took us and made us worship their God. Who fits that description so far? Huh? Yeah, so those are the slave masters, but who was put in those conditions? Slaves, right? So who were the slaves? The natives and the blacks, right? So this right here, takes off those Jews in Israel because they didn't have to suffer. It says, you have to go? Let me read you one more verse, right? You have a dollar bill on you? I want to show you something about God. It says, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Who do we have to go to get our clothing from? The white man, right? Because they don't have the stores. Grocery stores are owned by the white man. The water companies, we have to pay for water. Something that should be free, but the white man gets money off of that, right? And then it says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and so you have been destroyed. What's a yoke of iron? Chains. He put, if you search up yoke of iron in the Bible, it shows slaves, right? So this didn't happen to those Jews in Israel. This happened to our people, right? And one more verse, I got you. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose language thou shalt not understand. What nation has the symbol of the eagle? America, right? So the Bible is telling us, in Spain too, Britain, and all those European nations, they have the eagle as their symbol. So this is telling us that this white man enslaved our people. And it's in the Bible. This is prophecy. You won't learn this in the church. Who? Yeah, that's cool. It's such that they have to walk during the protest, though. That would kill my whole vibe. Hey, if you have a phone and you want to learn more, there's a YouTube page that I teach on, Facebook too. So I haven't. Yeah, I do. I got you. MICAL YASHARAHA. All right, bro. Be blessed out here, all right?